What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Cool Kobe149, back at it again with another review. Today's review is going to be of the new LGT 12 sound RGB Saber. Basically, this, in my opinion, is the predecessor to the old RGB Core, because not only does it have the RGB, which is the best for dueling, and it's the best for cheapness if you want to get a cheap lightsaber, it also has some of the functionalities of the Xenopixel, including new sound fonts, including motion controls, and other added features which are perfect for dueling. This is the dueling man's saber. If you like dueling, then I 100% recommend this lightsaber. And today is going to be a showcase of the lightsaber, including its sound fonts and other functionalities like that. I'm going to turn off the light, so don't worry about this glaring. You won't have to worry about that, though. That's just natural light. And I'm also going to show off some of the functionalities of the saber and give you my personal review as to buy or not to buy. So, let's start off with functionality. Now, if you are familiar with the old RGB Saber, then you should know pretty well the functionalities that will come with this, except the new ones that were added. So on it, you will have a button at the front. This button is where you do, or where you used to do, most of your controls. Now you can do a lot of the major functioning by just motion. So I'll show that off later later in this video. So to start off, this button right here, while it is off, can do many things, including change the volume.
Volume low. Mute. Volume high.
There's 3 volume options: low, mute, and high, which is the same as the Xenopixel. It also has the same voice as the Xenopixel, which makes it a little bit cooler in my opinion as well. If you hold it for 2 blinks,
unstable,
it changes the sound fonts. If I'm looking over here, that's because that's where my video is, and I need to make sure I'm showing off the saber and as I'm doing it. For 2 blinks, it changes how the blade effect is. So currently, it's unstable. So you're going to see it flashes rapidly up and down, and it doesn't look amazing. But it is cool, especially for like a Kylo Ren sound font where it's super unstable. It also looks good on camera. In my opinion, not good IRL. I'm never going to use it personally, but it is there if you want it. Pulse, which this blade, as you can see, is pulsing up and down. That's pretty good. Perfect. Pulse, turn on and off very slowly. It doesn't fully turn off, but it makes a nice pulsing effect, which is more realistic to an actual lightsaber. A lot of them do pulse at least a little bit.
Steady.
And then your steady blade, which is just going to be a light that turns on and stays steady no matter how much you turn on. Now, you might see that I just swung it, and the saber does have smooth swing, and not only that, it has motion controls. I'll go over that in a little bit, but to finish off the buttons, they have 2 new functionalities. Instead of there being 4 blinks, it's 5, and 4 and 3, they have changed. I have not found out a way to turn on music with this saber. There could be music, and I think there's music, but I haven't figured it out. It's not the same as the Xenopixel, how you turn on music, because if you try to turn on music like you would in a Xenopixel, it switches sound fonts as well as how it changes sound fonts on the Xenopixel. So it's kind of weird, but stick with me here. So if you do 3 blinks,
motion control off.
It turns off motion control. Now, motion control off only turns off the ability to turn on your lightsaber while it's off. So right now, if I jab it, it won't turn on. If I twist it right, it won't turn on. But it will change sound fonts if I point it down and twist it left, and if I point it up and twist it left. So, and then you can do 3 blinks again.
Motion control on.
And now motion control is on, which means I can turn on the lightsaber by either twisting it right, by jabbing it, and by swinging it. Swinging it is one of my favorites for that, like, Anakin swing activation that you see in, like, Battlefront. It's pretty cool. 4 flashes. Now, this is a brand new feature that we have never seen in any lightsaber before. You can now turn on and off the flash on Clash directly on the saber without having to go into the lightsaber functionalities to turn it off in the files of it. So all you have to do is now hold it for 4 blinks.
Clash off.
That is Clash off, which means now if I turn it on, and no matter how hard I hit it, it's never going to do the white flashes. That's because in some lightsaber fights and tournaments, it is illegal to have your flash on Clash on because it can be considered distracting. You can change it different colors. You can do a lot of things that can mess with your opponents, and it adds a variable that they don't want to have in those tournaments.
Clash on.
And now it's on. Now, it won't do a 5th blink, but your 5th blink, or if you hold it past the 4th blink, you will change sound fonts going back 1. Now, I say back 1 because if you want to go forward 1, you have to use motion controls. However, if you did accidentally skip the sound font you want, let's just say,
The Dark Sword.
oh no, I skipped past the Dark Ages sound font. Now you can hold it for 5 blinks.
Dark Ages.
And we'll switch back to where you were before. Perfect. So, now that you know how the buttons work when they're off, I'm going to show you what they do when they're on. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the motion controls. The motion controls are the exact same on the Xenopixel. So if you know how to use Xenopixel motion controls from LGT, it's the exact same. However, if you try changing music, it will change the sound font instead of the music. So you're not going to activate music by doing that. There could be a way of activating it. I'm not too sure. So if I twist it, if I point it downwards and I twist it and flick it left, making sure I don't flick it right so it doesn't just turn it on. Flicking it right turns it on no matter which way it's pointed, by the way. Twisting it left will change the sound font.
The Dark Sword.
This is the Dark Sword. Pretty good sound font. It's better than the old Dark Saber sound font in the RGB. They have improved the sound quality a little bit. However, the sound smooth swing quality is not Xenopixel level. So if you're getting this hoping for Xenopixel level or NeoPixel level sound quality, you are not going to get it in this lightsaber. You're going to get the RGB that's a little bit more clear. It sounds clear. It sounds a little better, I would say, but I wouldn't say it is 100% definitively better at all by the old Xenopixel, NeoPixel standards. So as you see, I switched it from a custom sound font. This does have sound fonts from the Xenopixels, not the RGB. That's why they are a little bit better, but not the same quality as the Xenopixels. You'll see what I mean when you buy one, because I really can't describe it better. But I twisted left and it changed it to the Dark Saber sound font, which I showed you swinging back there. Now, if I point it up and twist it left, it will also change sound fonts. And also, if you want to turn it on, you can. Poke it. And to turn it off, you can poke it and then retract it towards you. Pretty cool. Kind of like activating a wand in like Harry Potter. But yeah, I've been showing a lot of green, so I'm going to turn it on now. This is actually one of my favorite sound fonts, the Dark Lord, also known as Darth Vader sound font. And I can show you some cool functionalities while it's on. Now, I'm also going to turn it to low volume so I don't hurt your ears. So, now it's at low volume. My microphone's right there as well, so that's why I keep looking over there too. We have one blink. Oh, actually, first off, I'll show this. You hit the saber, hit the blade. It's going to hit flash white. It does look really cool IRL, actually. I really like how they did it on this one. I don't know if it's necessarily better, but I haven't owned an RGB, like a brand new RGB in a while, so I can't compare it to any other new, older core. But then they will also have clicking the thing. That's blaster block, so if I'm doing this, I blasting back, blaster bolts are coming at me. If I hold it for one blink, it will do saber lock, which looks like if I was locking onto another saber. And then you just click it to turn it off. With 2 blinks, it will go through the slow color changing mode. Now, this saber has 2 types of color changing. They've added another way of changing the color that, though is not motion controlled like the Xenopixel, I like it way more. Because that means if you want a specific color quicker, you can get it with the new way of changing it. So, old way, 2 blinks, 1, 2. It will now enter color changing mode to where you previously had color changing mode. So now, it's changing to white. This is very bright, by the way. It's very bright IRL as well. It does light up my whole room. Now it's changing to yellow. And it's to orange. And now it's red. And now it changes quickly from red. So if you want a specific color, but you accidentally scroll past it, you have to wait a solid minute to get back to that color, which was a problem that I hated with the old RGB, which I do have one of them. And so I would often just stick it at one color and tell people don't touch it because I don't want them changing it. Now there's a way of changing colors way quicker if you just want a main primary lightsaber color instead of a very weird in-between color. All you have to do is hold it for 3 blinks. Now it will go to the quick color changing mode. There's red, there's pink, there's blue, there's light blue, there's white, there's yellow, there's orange or like semi-orange, purple, pink, light blue, light blue. Yeah, it will go through a lot of color changing, including back to green, back to where we were, and red. To turn up, if you want to select that color, you can either turn off your saber by using the motion controls by twisting it right, like this. Or you can change it by just clicking the button, and when you click the button, it will stick to that sound font. It won't give you a confirmation noise or anything, but when you click the button, it will stop changing through the colors when you use that mode. Then 4 blinks turns off the lightsaber. So you don't have to use motion controls. You can function this whole saber without motion controls, if that was a concern for you. However, motion controls are always activated for this changing of sound fonts, which is pointing down. I think I should do a showcase now that I've given you a brief introduction on how to use the saber. Here are some different sound fonts. I'll turn it also to
Volume high.
loud volume. I'm pretty sure that is Fallen Order. Just give me a second here. I do have some complaints with this saber. I'll give near the end of my of the review portion. I'll give it there. But let's start off with just showing it off.
The Fallen.
Cal Kestis, also known as the Fallen. Alrighty.
The Count.
Count Dooku. The High Ground, also known as Obi-Wan. I'll change the color here, too. Now here is Obi-Wan's. I'm hitting the ceiling a whole bunch because I don't have any other better area to record a video of this style. Rage Knight. Sorry if I keep turning it on and going back. I'm trying to show what the names are before it to tell you exactly what it is. But this is one of my complaints. If you twist it, sometimes it will turn on the saber, which will interrupt the previous sound, which is the introduction of the sound font. So sometimes you'll change sound fonts and immediately activate it, and it's really annoying. Also, if you turn off motion controls, you still have the changing of sound fonts on in the motion control menu. That is, I think, a bug. I don't think that's intended, but both of my lightsabers, because I bought 2 of them, have that issue. And so I must say I'm not very happy about that. It's not bad, especially because if you just turn on the lightsaber, you won't change the sound font by accident. But yeah, it's still decently annoying. And that is Kylo Ren, by the way. You also can't turn off the saber when you do that. So, a little notice on that.
Princess.
Princess Leia. Alrighty, let's change the color on the next one.
Scavenger.
Scavenger, Rey. This is Rey's sound font. Emperor Palpatine. Whoops. Serenity is a custom generic Jedi sound font. This is the generic Jedi. It's basically just a random Jedi sound font that LGT makes. They put a bunch of these custom sound fonts in the Xenopixel. However, this lightsaber only has 3, and when you add that to the 9 of original sound fonts comes in, it has 12 total sound fonts. That's why it's called the 12 sounds, or the sound 12, or the 12 font. Basically, there's 12 sound fonts with extra added features that would help you during dueling, or not help you. If you don't like the new features, get the old RGB, because those work really well too.
Second.
Oh, I didn't even show off the older one. Hold on.
Serenity.
Serenity, basic Jedi. Alrighty. The second, which is based off of, I think, just a generic Sith sound font. And it is also kind of very similar to, like, what I would say a Inquisitor lightsaber sound font, basically. It's also called the second, which reminds me of the second sister or brother or whatever you want to consider it. It's also very aggressive and gritty. I will say, this is the sound font that is closest to its Xenopixel counterpart that I used to have, but I don't have one that has this sound font anymore.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. This is one of my favorite sound fonts on the Xenopixels, and they did it very well on the RGB type speakers. This is like an actual sword, so instead of it sounding like a lightsaber turn on, it sounds like a sword. And I'll change the color too, why not? Let's get that going. I like that. Oh, I definitely like that. Let's do that.
The Dark Sword.
And then you're back to the Dark Saber, which is where I started with. This Dark Saber sounds a lot better than the old RGB Dark Saber. It doesn't sound like nails on chalkboard anymore, which I definitely appreciate. I think it sounds better. I may be hallucinating things, but I think it sounds better. So, that is a general showcase of the product and how to use it in case you don't understand your guide. Again, I don't know how it plays music. If you guys can figure out how this specific core plays music, please let me know in the comments. But now to my review of the product, which I will turn on some lights. I know that's going to be a little glaring, but I feel like I need to turn on the lights so I can give a general overview of the lightsaber. So, the hilt, by the way, is a repeat of ones I had previously. Gotta stand up, make it look a little better. I like the hilt. This is their most commonly sold hilt. It is on the front page of their website as their most hot-selling lightsaber hilt, and I enjoy it a lot. It's very basic, it's comfortable, you can duel with it. See, I accidentally did the swing activation there. It's decently comfortable, it's fun to use, and I really do enjoy the hilt design and how it feels in my hand. It also comes in a bunch of colors. Normally, my apologies, I always go for black colors, because even if they get damaged, they still look decently good. This time I decided to go for gold color, which under it is the silver color. So it's basically just painted fake gold. And IRL, it actually looks kind of rose gold. in depending on the lighting. If I go outside, it's gold looking, but inside it looks like gold, but almost rose gold. The base of it also looks very rose gold like. It's slightly different in color, which doesn't affect me at all. I barely look at it and I can barely notice it. But if you notice that stuff really easily, then maybe that affects you pretty bad. I really can't say. But yes, I appreciate this lightsaber. I like it a lot. I like how it can play music. I like how it can... I don't use the music, so I'm okay with it not being able to play music. I don't care about that much, I should say. So personally, for what I'm going to use this saber for, I enjoy it. I enjoy the motion controls. I've been waiting for an RGB with motion controls because one of the best things about motion controls is you don't have to touch your button. Because after a while of playing with a lightsaber for over a year or so, the button will start to become worn out and you can start having issues. I've had 2 separate lightsabers break on me because of the button having malfunctioning issues because you have to use it so much to use the lightsaber. When you have to click the button over and over to use it, you'll start having issues with the button. Like it's just a use over time thing. So now that I can use motion controls, I don't have to touch the button. I can just go. And now I'm ready to duel. And I don't need to use the button at all for duel against somebody unless I want to change the colors. But they've also added a better way of changing the colors. So this being $10 to $20 more expensive than the old RGB is, in my opinion, 100% worth it. I really hope they fix the bug with the no motion controls and still being able to change the sound font. I'll show that off right now.
Motion control off.
Motion control off, but...
The Fallen.
I can still change the sound font, but I still can't activate it anyway unless I click the button. So,
Motion control off.
that's my biggest gripe about it, because it makes it so if I do put this in a staff, which I did buy 2 that are identical, so I could do that, it means that I still have to be very wary of the motion controls, and I still can't start a duel in that typical Darth Maul ding, ding, like, and then turn it on the other side, because if I do that, and I even twist it just a slight bit, I change the sound font, and now it sounds awful. So yeah, this is my review of the new LGT 12 sound. If you are interested in buying this lightsaber, I will try to provide a link to buy it in either the description or in the pinned comment of this video. Hopefully I laid out all the information you need to see if you want to buy one of these lightsabers. Personally, if you're going to get this lightsaber, I recommend a cheap hilt. Don't get an expensive hilt with this new core, because this core is designed for the duelist. If you like dueling like me, if you like cosplaying, but you also like being able to hit it and use it, this is the best lightsaber for that. You still have the usual RGB problems. For example, you still have really bad tip illumination. You can definitely see it very well. And it is brighter here than it is here. That's not an illusion on camera. But it is very good for what it is. And it can do a lot of functions that I think warrants it this superior version of the old core. So, thank you so much for watching this review. If you have any questions at all about this lightsaber, please put it in the comments below. I would love to read about... Oops, sorry. I would love to answer all the questions you have about this core or other cores from LGT. I do recommend this new core, and I really hope they do expand on this because, in my opinion, this is the best of both worlds. You have the dueling and the cheapness of an RGB, but the advanced controls and the advanced things that you can do with the saber, like in a NeoPixel or Xenopixel. So, my opinion, best of both worlds. Hopefully they fix the bugs when they really release this product. When they release products, they slowly update their cores as they're releasing them. So that's why I'm hoping they fix it. But anyways, guys, you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching this review. And check out me on TikTok. I have over 110,000 followers there. That's pretty cool. I make lightsaber content, most of my lightsaber content on TikTok. I do rarely post on YouTube, but I do post my shorts on YouTube, and I post reviews like this on YouTube. So, thanks guys, you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you another time. Oh, I hate OBS. OBS, no!